Hey guys, Tech Guy back up with another PC build. Today's PC is going to be a $400 gaming PC build. This PC is going to be able to run basically any modern game you throw at it, and older games like CSGO, any of the Call of Duties basically, obviously League of Legends, Dota 2, just anything that's older. It can obviously run at ultra at very high frame rates, and with games like Battlefield 4, you can run it at medium to high settings. Medium, you can actually get over 60 FPS constant on 64-player multiplayer, and on high, you can probably get around over 45 FPS on 64-player multiplayer. So, a really good price to performance ratio with this build, and let's go ahead and get straight into it. First off, we have the CPU. With the CPU with the Athlon X4 860K. This is a AMD processor with 4 cores. It has a stock clock of 3.7 GHz and a turbo of 4.0. This definitely has a better price to performance compared to the Pentium. Because with the Pentium, you're going to need a really fancy CPU cooler to be able to overclock it to get the most performance out of it, as it is only a dual core and it's not hyper-threaded, so it's not seen as a 4-core, it's just a dual core. With this though, you're getting 4 cores and a pretty high clock speed. Obviously not as much power per core with this, but compared to the Pentium, it's definitely a lot better, especially if you do some overclocking with this too. It's going to have a way higher price to performance than the Pentium. So next up we have the motherboard, and for the motherboard I went the MSI A78M E35. This is a FM2 Plus based motherboard, and this motherboard has 3 SATA 6 gigabit ports, it has 6 SATA 3 gigabit ports, sorry, and it has 2 USB 2.0 or 4 USB 2.0 ports, 2 USB 3.0 ports, and also has 2 RAM slots in it. It has a maximum memory of 32 gigabytes. Also, you've got your audio ports as always, and it has a lot of features for only $58. I want to go for something a little bit better than the last motherboard I picked. This one definitely is a little bit better. Also has RAID support. And the features with this and the reliability is going to be just really great for a motherboard of this price. Also on PC Part Picker, it's going to say that the BIOS is going to need to be updated with the Athlon CPU, but it actually comes out stock updated or shipped out updated, so you'll be fine with that. No problems there, and the PC Part Picker kind of does that with a lot of motherboards and CPUs. So yeah, it's kind of a problem, but it'll be fine because it will work together. Next up we have the RAM, and for the RAM I went with the Crucial Ballistix Tactical 8GB single DIMM. I didn't go with 2 because I wanted to add the option of upgrading the 16GB in the future. This is only $40 right now, and it's clocked to 1600 MHz. A decent RAM stick for the price, and if you do not really care about upgrading to 16GB, then you can just go ahead and get dual channel RAM. I'll leave a I'll leave a set of RAM in the description if you want that instead. And yeah, so this is obviously a decent RAM stick, not as fast as dual channel, but like I said, if you want dual channel but not having the ability to upgrade to 16 gigabytes in the future, then go ahead and get the dual channel. Next up we have the storage, and obviously no SSD in this build, as I said last video. If you have an extra computer you're getting parts from, like a hard drive or something, go ahead and just get that out and go ahead and buy an SSD. I will leave a link to a good SSD in the description. The OCZ is the one I picked the last video. It's a really reliable one, a really fast one. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at this. This is the Seagate Barracuda 1TB. It's got 7,200 RPM. A really fast hard drive, not as fast obviously as an SSD. But if you're going to want to maybe get something a little bit faster, then go with the Western Digital. But it's not really too much of a difference with 2 different hard drives, honestly. What I would recommend is actually if you think you're not going to be able to store your games and media on a 1TB, go for the 2TB Seagate. It's only $20 more, and then go ahead and get an SSD. Because you'll get obviously the performance of an SSD, and then 2 TB of storage if you need it in the future. So yeah, let's go ahead and go to the GPU. And for the GPU, I went with the Gigabyte AMD R7 360. This has 2 gigabytes of GDDR5 video buffer. This has it has the capability of 4 monitors set up, so you have 2 DVIs, HDMI, and a DisplayPort. It's only $110 too, and like I said, with the GPU, you're going to be able to run basically any game at good frame rates and good settings. So, yeah, a really good GPU for the price, and it actually has a better, it actually has more performance than the GTX 750 Ti. I'm actually a cheaper price depending on which one you get. So, yeah, I would definitely go with this over the GTX 750 Ti as well. Next up we have the case, and for the case I'm with the Fractal Design Core 1000. This is obviously coming from a very reliable company that makes great cases. This is obviously one of their lower budget cases, but it's not really an exception because it is a really nice case and it has a ton of features. I mean, it doesn't have support for water cooling or anything like that, but it comes with a front fan there. It has support for 2 more fans. It also has your front ports, your audio, and your USB 3.0 and USB 2.0. I mean, it is a MicroATX mid-tower case, so you will have to upgrade to a ATX case if you want to get an ATX motherboard, but definitely a nice looking case, and for the price you really can't beat it. But yeah, that's for the case. Next up we have the power supply, and for the power supply, I went with the Corsair 430 watt 80 plus bronze certified power supply. It's a very reliable power supply coming from Corsair. Obviously a very reliable power supply maker. Only $40 for this too. You're not even going to need the 430. It's usually around 300 watts, as the CPU and GPU are very power friendly. And yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the cheapest power supplies you can get that's very reliable, but it's really good for the price. And yeah, that's basically everything for this build. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully this will help you build your first computer. And you never know, I mean, if this is kind of what you're interested in, switching over from console, then maybe this will be the computer for you, and maybe you can build it one day. I have a couple options I'm going to put in the description for operating systems and some extra stuff that I mentioned in the video. Basically, guys, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a like if you did, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.